The best, man. I did it.
Cursed to live a life stuck between man and monster, Dinosaur Man is a stranger in a strange land filled with danger and excitement. Fighting the beast within to become a hero is no easy task. Joining him on his quest is Spaz, a cute and cunning cat person, and the beautiful Telexis, a warrior slave girl with a troubled story of her own. A cavalcade of odd, alluring, and downright evil characters awaits our heroes. Read the webtoon today on these fine platforms. You and your kids will love it.
An educated guess, I'd say that man is alive.
Come with me, see what I see. The terrible worlds that lie between. The realm observed and the realms unseen, where the dark things live while you dream. Unconditional Shove, the new horror sci-fi graphic novel anthology series, featuring 2 stories and over 80 pages of compelling, action-packed, terrifying fun. Unconditional Shove Volume 1, a graphic novel for all you lovers of the strange, macabre, and creepy things that we all know exist in the shadows of our universe. Unconditional Shove. Back it today on Indiegogo.
The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life,
Stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.
Swift, fearless, deadly. These are the men of the Military Assistance Command. They do the jobs the others don't dare to. Trained in the lethal arts. You'll never see them coming. But if you're lucky, you might just hear them rocking. Now, to regain their freedom, they have to take out the assassin clan that made them the Rock and Roll Ninja. Get your copy today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. This is your man Jay. Another weekly JBot art stream here that we're doing. Another art jam going on. I didn't even upload my music. Oh man, Let's get some music going here for you guys, and we'll see what everybody's working on, or whoever else comes in, hops in, and joins. But let's get the music going first. And then, unfortunately, sad news today: the Iron Sheik, legendary Iron Sheik, worldwide renowned, legendary Iron Sheik, passed away today. So I'll be drawing the Iron Sheik today. Whoever else wants to pop in and draw whatever they want, but I'm drawing Sheiky Baby today. So we'll go ahead and add the extra camera. Shazam. Oh, nope, we already got that. We don't need that. We'll show that on here. Let's do this. There we go. See if I can get some of that, a little bit more of that on there. Maybe that makes it better. Maybe we should switch those. Maybe we should put this one high and put this one low. Let's see how that looks. And my background lights burnt out on me today. This dang thing doesn't want to stay up. What are you, drunk? We just got here. This guy's like, what? This guy's all limp noodle over here. Let's see if that brings up. And I also have a little nifty thing here. Let's go ahead and let's change that. And let's see, that's making it makes everything blue. Yoinks. Not that one. That one. Is that in there? Yeah, that's all up in the screen. Get out of here, man. Get out of here, dude. I'm just gonna turn that white. And let's write that down a little bit. There we go. That's good. Having lunch. Let's welcome Hockey, Wooly Bully. Thanks for coming in, man. He's having lunch. He'll be here soon. Cool. Link is in the chat, and also posted it in the drawing Discord. Got a fuzz in my nose. All right. I'm blue. Yeah, that's a jam, man. I still love that song. All right, this was my practicing. I was practicing, getting warmed up. Getting warmed up for doing some art on the Strizine today. And I might change the look of the show next week. We'll see. Oh, cool. It's showing it in the thing there. How's that working? We're showing it when it pop up. It's like it was showing it in the chat there. That's pretty cool. Looks like Talk Studio Streamlabs is up in their game. We got a guest. We'll bring him on in. Mr. Billy Basco, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? It's funny. I guess I had clicked the old link and was sitting there in the back room thinking that you were like waiting to add me, and I was like, all right, man. Like maybe he's like running a little late or whatever. And then I was like, I'm gonna go check YouTube, and then I saw you were live, and I was like, well, I guess let me recheck my link that I have. And yes, I had indeed clicked a link from last week. And I didn't realize it.
Billy. Yeah, that's Billy Hockey.
Yeah, everybody's you can't get enough of Billy. You might have just seen me on Matt Bars, but now you get to
there you go.
See me over here.
Yeah, I was watching that stream. That was turning out pretty good. Like when you're talking about Appleseed.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna order these. Then I was like trying to find them. I was like, oh, they're expensive.
Yeah, the floppies are. I mean, actually, it might be cheaper to buy it in floppy form now at this point than actually buying the manga versions.
Yeah, because I saw they had like a collected hardcover that Dark Horse did, like in volumes. I don't know if it's hardcover, but
it's not hardcover, but it's 5 volumes.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I have. Those are in kind of mini manga form. They're it's like with a lot of mangas, 3, 4, and 5 are super cheap, but 1 and 2 are fucking expensive as fuck.
Yeah. I saw somebody selling all 4 on eBay for like $175 or best offer.
Oh, that's cool.
And I was like, oh, maybe I just get the collection.
Billy who? Hockey says? Yeah, Billy who?
All right, I'm gonna pull up some reference for Iron Sheik because that's who I'm drawing today.
Oh, right on. This is here. I'll show you. This is who I'm drawing today. It's like a little
Oh, let's make that big.
fox.
Oh,
banker.
love it. Love it.
It's gonna be like sitting at a bank next to a big Dogecoin. But like Dogecoin repurposed so it looks like a fox, like him, you know, like. But like, yeah, we're gonna be like inside of a bank here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out great, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a few ideas. I did some warm up, so we'll see how this goes. Just trying to get some new music, but just editing and all that stuff is just like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't have time. Ran out of time. I think I'm gonna change the look of the show to change the name.
So they added some new functionality to the Melon stream.
Yeah, yeah. Like, where did it show? The chat was popping up on the screen.
That's
So I'll
cool.
have to experiment with that a bit. But it was saying that the chat, like when Hockey was typing, it was popping up in the stream. So maybe that's something I can mess around with. I haven't, but even like testing your stuff, like it was like test the thing, test your audio. Click on test the audio, and it's right ear, then left ear, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it seems like there's a few more little controls that they're adding more quality of life stuff to it. So, oh my good man. I was messing around with their app a little bit. They have a Streamlabs app that's kind of like it reminds me of like OBS, the way it's set up and stuff. But a little bit, I didn't have time to like deep dive into it, and I was like, I don't feel like it. I mean, because your customization that you can do is sick. Like you can do all types of stuff, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's almost like I feel like I'd have to relearn a whole new program almost, And I'm just like, I'll cross that bridge if I have to. I figured I'd do some. We draw. Iron Sheik passed away, so we're gonna draw some Iron Sheik cartoons.
Yeah, I always liked the Iron Sheik. Even for a bad guy, he was like a bad guy, quote unquote bad guy. He was a bad guy that I actually liked.
Yeah, I mean the guy was the real deal, man.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is like, of like the wrestlers of that era that were like supposedly like heels. I know that they were playing up on us not liking people in the Middle East because like we were in the war with Iraq, and Gaddafi and stuff.
Yeah.
But I actually hated Rowdy Roddy Piper way more. I was like, fuck that fucking guy. Fucking Irish, fucking his kilt. He's always fucking dissing on Hulk Hogan. Like, fuck that guy.
Hey, Hockey.
Hey, Hockey.
Hello, how are you? Who's this Billy Basco person? Hi, my name's Hockey. How are you, Billy Basco?
It's my birth week. Don't mess with me.
It's not your birthday. That was yesterday.
No, I said it's my birth week. Like I have a pass. You know how that's how people do it now. It's like, hey, it's my birth month. Come on. Like,
It's my birth year.
All about me.
Well, if it works for Pride Month,
Oh my God.
they had a day, then they had like a weekend, then they had a week, and now they've got a month. They'll have a year soon.
Mm-hmm.
Pride year. I always thought.
Pride
I mean, I guess I'm a little bit more of a religious man, but like I always thought pride was a sin.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't that one of the? I mean, and not just any sin, because there's a lot of things that are sinful, you know. But like, wasn't it actually like one of the 7 deadliest?
It's one of the 7 sins.
Might be one of the main
like,
ones, yeah.
You know, it's not saying it's like, oh man, that snake's dangerous. It's like, no, it's one of the 7 most dangerous snakes in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, yeah, that I guess that does carry a little more weight when you say that it's like one of the worst, you know, 7 worst things that you can do. Yeah, not just a bad thing or a very bad thing. One of the 7 worst things that you can do. You know, neither here nor there. Fair enough.
Yeah. It's just
Pride it up. You know, you can join all those other people that love to do the pride. You know, white pride, like all that shit.
Yeah.
I love it when groups are like,
how was Diablo whatever?
4?
Yeah, that one.
It is a solid 9 out of 10 game. That
Awesome.
it, like, and I always will say this about like it feels like an old school Blizzard game in the same way that I've always said that like Blizzard games feel the same way like for the West that Nintendo games feel like first party. You know that the game has probably been play tested for thousands of hours where they get the control down just so good, and then everything is just like, it's not groundbreaking in any way, but every part of it, from like graphics to gameplay to presentation to music to acting to voiceover, is such at an incredibly polished level that it's just a solidly fine, good box price, totally paid for product. Like just like the content that you get in the box, just playing through one character, if you wanted to take it to say beat the hardest dungeon in the game, which doesn't require max level, but to beat the hardest of the dungeon in the game, you're looking at a good solid like 60 to 80 hours worth of play completely out of that, you know. And if you wanted to do 2 characters, then just, you know, start multiplying that number of how much value you get out of that box price. And I'm absolutely happy with it. It's next to, I kind of put Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom together into like one bookend now, because since they're running off of kind of the same engine, you know. I would say other than Breath of the Wild, Diablo 4 is probably the best game that I've played in the last 5 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, incredibly fine product, like Blizzard at top peak form.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I'm leaning towards it just because of the Diablo 3. I put so many hours in Diablo 3.
Moment-to-moment gameplay is just so incredibly satisfying and fun. Like, and not just like the way that, you know, it's like they say that game feel. You can't really define it, but you know when it's good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I say like Nintendo's always been kind of the king of that. Like, I don't know how they do it, but they it's like, man, they just must play test this, and not just play test it, but play test it amongst a wide range of people and play styles that are good and bad at video games, you know, so that like no matter like your skill level, the game just feels good and responsive, you know. And then the audio feedback is just like, oh man, it feels so like you can hear every sword swing and like wand focus, and like you can hear the electricity like going through the demons' bodies and like crackling their blood and shit as they like pop and stuff. It's
that's cool.
Sublime. Like it really is.
Yeah, I think I might play it. I usually do like the last time I did Barbarian, and then I did was it Crusader? The Paladin in D3, and the big shield guy. I liked it. It seems kind of complex, but honestly, it really isn't. Like I mean, I guess it is, but what I'm saying is, they really made a game that like, if you only have like say a half hour to play every night, you can play a half hour of Diablo and like get a bunch out of it, because like a dungeon only takes 10 or 15 minutes.
So like, you could run around the overworld with some friends and like maybe like do a couple like open world events and then actually like do a dungeon, maybe even 2, and not even play an hour and pop out and feel like totally cool about it, you know?
Oh, neat. Hey, Dan, what's up, bud?
Are we
There's
talking
Dan.
about anime and games again? Because if we
No.
are, I'll go.
Oh, we're talking about Diablo 4.
Yeah, we're talking about things you don't like, so you should. Oh my god! Like,
We'll call you when we start talking. When Chad comes in here, we start talking about GI Joes, Dan.
And there we go. Bye, Dan.
oh my god!
Oh no! Poor guy. He got the link. He could jump on then if he wants.
I watched Skill Up's review.
Yeah,
his stuff's pretty good. I like skill up stuff.
And then I decided, no, I don't want to play it. So
There you go.
Okay. What was it in Skillup's review that made you decide to say no?
And he's back.
I think I'm over Clickfest. So
Oh, clicking? You can play with a
it's just
controller.
all you do is click, 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 and do nothing else. So
Well,
that's why I was a bit over.
I mean, you can play with a controller.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's in the same way. It's just like it really it's if you like games like Gauntlet, where you're just like looking to like slaughter some monsters for a little while, like it's super fun. Like I said, it is the modern 2020 2023 current year equivalent of Gauntlet. I mean, it really is, because it's got a wizard, a bow guy, a barbarian, and a fucking it literally is Gauntlet.
One of my favorite like dungeon
That's
crawler
fine.
games that was like that was the Baldur's Gate games, Dark Alliance.
Yep.
And that's what it reminded me a lot of that stuff. So, and plus it looks dark and creepy.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally got the treasure goblins from Golden Axe in it, so it's like it's
But yeah,
So
I'm
it's a-
just over. I was going. The only reason I would play it is for the story, and that's not enough.
Okay.
It's also a huge game too, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, I don't have time to play it.
And it didn't seem like like a lot of times they feel like it's look at the size of the map, and then it's like, okay, but there's nothing in it.
So Dan, were you actually there though? Did you see in downtown LA where they had the big crazy Lilith animatronic puppet thing or whatever that Matt like tweeted about? He's like, what is this satanic shit? And Dan, like, I saw him in the replies. He was like, I was there.
Dan's everywhere, dude.
Yeah, they had like a big, like 40-foot tall, like Lilith animatronic, like puppet, I guess, in downtown LA, like for the release of the.
Did I have you muted, Dan, or did you mute yourself?
We just disappeared for a moment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe he muted himself. Yeah.
He might be away. Because I just see it's muted, and I just clicked on it, like, oh, okay. And they'd be like, I go to Jay's stream, and he just gaslights me.
Oh my god.
That's right.
Oh yeah. Oh, so did you happen to be downtown to see like that crazy, whatever devil statue or whatever, Dan?
No.
Oh, well, you had said in Matt's replies that like when he put that up that you were there downtown to see that.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's clear.
What you working on, Hockey?
The dress.
The dress, nice. Are sign-ups still available at Indiegogo.com?
They are indeed.
All right. Put your trailer in the beginning of my stuff, so hopefully we get
Did
some
you see that?
sign-ups
Thank
for
you
you.
very much.
So Dan, did you see? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I figured the show needs no intro, so I'll just plug your guys' stuff.
Did you see Spider-Man, Dan?
No.
Okay.
I feel like it was like the first one was good, and now since it did good and nobody expected it to, now everybody's gonna put all their grubby hands all over the sequel.
Yeah.
And so I'm just
I
like,
have no interest.
yeah.
I didn't even watch the first one.
Oh, I thought the first one, the story was just passable. Like for me,
Yeah,
it was
it was
just
good.
it was the
Yeah.
art style and the art direction really
Art
that
was
sold
fun.
it for me.
I liked Peter B. Parker. That was my favorite part.
Oh, like
Yeah.
the older
The art
Peter.
style
Yeah.
on the first one is the whole reason why I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
Mm.
you didn't like it.
I hated the drastic style changes on everything. It was just annoying.
Hmm.
And I'm also like so like overly done with multiverse. Like everything
yeah.
now is a multiverse, and it's just
Yeah,
bad, fucking terrible writing of. We can't write anything that has its own fucking aesthetic. So we're just gonna have Star Wars and Indiana Jones and the GI Joe and then the Thundercats and then we're gonna have the Mickey Mouse and then the Garbage Pail Kids and then the Happy Meal Fry Guys and then like
Yeah,
that's what all this shit is, and it's an ADD nightmare.
The multiverse, like I mean, it's almost it's like it's weird when we get into like kicks.
It's why I hate Fortnite and all these other fucking stupid ass fucking shit that's just a hodgepodge of a bunch of shit that means nothing.
Oh yeah, well I mean that's Fortnite doesn't really have a story or anything though.
Like
that's
if you have a multiverse where there's multi-versions of all these different characters, then none of the characters fucking matter.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they don't matter in Fortnite either.
Universe, and there's a new version of that guy. So who gives a shit if he dies or if these other characters die? There's no stake.
yeah.
It's
And it
just
sucks
to have
because like it would
scenes.
be like so cool. Like imagine like I would imagine like going to like yeah man like my teenage self when I was there like 12-year-old me when I was collecting comics and be like dude they're gonna make an animated movie and it's gonna look like a comic book and it's gonna have all these Spider-Man in it and like explain this stuff where like your kid self would be like whoa dude but then it's like yeah but then they end up fucking it up and then it becomes boring and you just be like how as a kid you'd be like how like how did they fuck it up?
Yeah, I don't know if they fucked it up. Like I said, like the whole concept of it is just dumb to me.
too many
I mean-
multiverses.
Too many Spider-Man.
And honestly, all it is, which nobody ever talks about, the only reason why they even do this is so that they can jam as many different unique IPs into one thing to say, so they can own it top to bottom any way it's designed forever and ever of however possibility.
Yeah.
It's like when they did the fucking Batman book and they had everything a Batman. It's like, so that way nobody can ever design a Batman character that hasn't already exist in the Batman fucking universe. It's just a corporate push thing is all it is.
Mm.
Because it's just a dumb plotline. It doesn't, I don't know, like a multiverse thing is just dumb because there's no,
especially when everybody
know.
does it too. you
like
know?
I don't know what the story is there, that if there's a multiverse and all these characters are all going in the same universe, like it doesn't make any sense.
So look out for Goblin Girl and the multitude of multiverses coming
God.
soon.
You'll never see anything like that in any of my books. I want nothing to do with it. And to be fair, the whole multiverse thing is completely turned me off the superhero character.
Yeah. The only time I really enjoy it is when they do, and I don't know, like, yeah, it's a multiverse, but it's not like a copy universe. When they just do, like, it's like another, like, I guess we would call it in older storytelling, where there's just other dimensions. And it's just like, oh, it's a creature from another dimension or whatever. Like, I like it when it's like kind of like that, like kind of thing.
Yeah,
But not like a multiverse.
that makes more sense.
Yeah.
But to be like, well,
like summoning a demon from like the dark realm or some
yeah,
shit like that,
that's a totally different thing though. This other thing is
Yeah.
just like, oh, we're gonna have the same storyline in a parallel universe, but in this fucking parallel universe, he's a fucking Mexican with a fucking blue suit. It's like
all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, well the demons you're summoning from that multiverse, that demon was actually you, and it's just a mirrorverse. It's like now it's dumb.
No interest in it. I know everybody's like super fucking hot on it and shit. So I see everybody's.
I think it's
talking about
Hollywood writers that are
how
hot
much
on
they
it,
love
not like
it.
normal people. Like,
Well, I see a lot of YouTube people are just raving about it, about how much they love it and everything. They're like, it's the perfect, and I'm just like, okay. And then they're like describing shit. They're like, yeah, Peter Parker's the lizard and fucking what's her name's fucking universe, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean, this honestly, what that kind of shit sounds like to me is like literal. Like, I'm like, dude, this is the kind of shit that like me and my friends would like think of at the lunch table when I was in high school. That's like that's like, I mean, so it's like, not that it's not cool, but I mean, from a story and writing perspective, it's the definition of juvenile.
Yeah.
You got all your extra figures and be like, yeah, man. And then
Exactly. That's 100% what this is. It's a kid that had one of this and one of that and one of this and one of that, and then he was playing with them all together or something like that. Like even as a kid, I fucking hated that. I was just like, what? What do you mean Star Wars and fucking G.I. Joe together? No, that's fucking lame.
Oh, dude, I think I told you about. There was that kid down the block from me that when we would play toys together, he said that all of his shit that was colored this particular color had armor plating on it. So like I couldn't shoot through it. So I was like, dude, well, your whole toy fucking line is colored gray panels. Like fucking fuck off.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It's not even like fun conversations either. So like, what if Colossus fights so and so? And then, well, he would win. But, I mean, it's not even like that type of fun. It's like, you're just like, yeah, all of a sudden, here's G.I. Joe, and then your Sentinel shows up. Oh.
Yeah. Which is also why I was never really down with, like, the whole, like, Star Wars, or not Star Wars, G.I. Joe Transformers crossover stuff was, like, kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like I didn't hate it, but like it was never anything that was just like, yeah, that's fucking cool. Like
I'm not a McFlurry dude.
I would say I like single images of it. Like when I would see a picture of like Snake Eyes on the shoulder of Optimus Prime, like that is a single off like image. Looked cool, but like for there to be any more than anything in story, then that's just promotional art. Like I wasn't really into,
Yeah, I don't know. Just not my thing.
I loved it all.
It's good for you, Hockey. Yep. Good for you to enjoy what you want to enjoy. I'm just saying for myself. I just
everything.
Like everything now is just a multiverse and like whatever. I'm just like, no thanks.
It's
why I'm watching.
I can't believe like DC and Marvel are like doing the same fucking like multiverses. It's like,
yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why I didn't mind the first, whatever, Into the Spider-Verse or whatever, because it was just like, okay, here's 5 popular Spider-Men, and we'll put them and do this story about this thing. Okay, but now they're like, well, here's 300. It's like, who should I care about? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, so the reason I liked it was the Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
And the reason I would want to see 2 is because it's Spider-Dad. And like, dude, I want Spider-Dad. You know what I mean? But it's just like, maybe I'll watch it I'll probably watch it when it's free.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the new one. I heard it ends on a cliffhanger and I'm just going, God damn it.
Yeah. I don't know. Everything I've heard about it just doesn't interest me. And maybe I'm just not a big enough Spider-Man fan to like really watch it.
Too. I mean, even
they're
I
like
saw
talking
it and
about
I was like, what?
They're talking about like everybody's like, oh, it's everything for the ultimate Spider. Like if you're a Spider-Man fan, you'll love it. Blah blah. And I'm just like, or they were saying something like something that was in it was like, oh, Spider-Man. If you're an old school Spider-Man fan, you'll love it or whatever. It's just like, no, I won't, because it's got Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen and all these other fucking rando offshoot Spider-Man, which aren't Spider-Man that I'm into. So
yeah, it was like
nothing in there for me. Like,
I mean,
none of the plot
one out of all those, the only one I was really interested in seeing was Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not even into Spider-Man 2099. That would be a big reason for me not want to see it.
See, he was like the first. He was like the only, other Spider-Man, and they did the crossover with him one time, and it was really good. But then there was like, oh, well, now there's this Spider-Man and that Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's over. They made that last Spider-Man movie with the 3 movie Spider-Mans, and that's it. It's done. I don't need to watch any more Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough multiverse for me. Thank you.
I was excited to see Spider-Ham. That's what I was excited to see. I'm like, Spider-Ham, fuck yeah, dude. And he's like, I'm barely in it. I'm like, of course he'd be the most powerful Spider-Man ever. That guy's a cartoon.
So where the hell is Matt? I thought Matt was just streaming with you guys.
Well, they were streaming on their Talk Comics.
Yeah,
but why is he over here now?
I message him.
Did you piss him off, Billy?
Maybe.
I don't know.
What did you do?
He might have had enough streaming. He just finished streaming for what, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Yeah.
You
know? Yeah, it's a lot of streaming.
I tried cartoon Iron Cheek, and I'm like, I was going too detailed with it. It's not.
The face looks cool though.
And her face came out great. It's just pecs and mustache, which is like the whole idea. Just pecs and mustache. But I'm trying to give him more of a Bluto build, without Bluto sucking in his chest, like sucking in his gut, I should say. What happened? That was bizarre. Everybody just like pim pim pim. Just like booted everybody. Killed my audio. Just booted everyone. Bam bam bam.
Yeah, I saw your second screen. That's actually you. It like froze, and then like all of a sudden it just like clipped everybody out.
Come on, Talk Studio. Streamlad's supposed to fix this shit. And that they bought out Melon.
Was this Talk Studio?
Yeah, so Streamlabs bought out Melon, and now it's Talk Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they buy Melon? Melon is just a janky app that barely works.
Because exactly. They want to steal their customers and apply their technology rather than the original companies.
Yeah, so they're already upgrading stuff and changing some stuff for the better. So I'm like, oh sweet, I'm still locked in. My $15. Hell yeah.
Yeah, hopefully the tech does get better.
I mean, like I said, they have an app that I gotta mess around with and see. It looks a lot like OBS from what I can tell, like scenes and all types of shit. You can use that app on your computer or like your iPad or whatever. I've just been messing around with mechanical pencils. I've been enjoying myself. Have you watched any other cool stuff, Dan?
Any of the what?
Any other cool stuff?
What cool stuff?
I was say, have you watched? I don't know. You tell me what's cool, man.
There'd have to be some cool stuff to watch. Doesn't mean cool in a while. I guess they watch.
You see a lot of movies though, so like a while for one person.
All right.
I mean, you've definitely seen some newer movies that I haven't seen that you said were enjoyable.
That was a while ago, and they weren't. Nothing's been super.
You said the Dungeons and Dragons movie was really fun.
It was really fun, but
yeah,
I'm
looking forward to watching that one.
I didn't rush out to watch it again. It was just
but the movie doesn't have to be that for me. It can just be an enjoyable experience.
Well, now that it didn't do well, it's just out of sight, out of mind because it doesn't have a future. So
I think they promote.
Like I enjoyed it. But like knowing that it doesn't have more coming,
But I mean, does it have to be
I probably will not pick it up or get it or anything.
I mean, when we first saw Beastmaster, we didn't necessarily need a Beastmaster 2, and then when we got Beastmaster 2...
Beastmaster is awesome. Beastmaster
I know, exactly.
alone by itself is a great film. Dungeons and Dragons is no Beastmaster, just so you know.
No,
like,
it's not.
It's
I'm just making an argument for like just single movies existing. They don't need to be franchise.
I know, but what I'm saying is, if Dungeons and Dragons was a franchise, I would be more into
happier.
it.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that it is no longer a franchise, that it's a dead property, it's a one and done for me. I would never watch it again, like intentionally.
Yeah.
Like it was fun, but it was not good enough to like it's not a movie that I'll watch over and over again and like go, God, if only I could have a sequel to this. Oh man, this movie's so great. Like it's not that type of movie.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that world. I enjoyed that they had like here's a guy in a dragon fucking costume. You know, like hell yeah, here's a person in a cat costume with animatronics. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool.
The backseat.
Yeah. Like I said, I thought it was enjoyable for what it was. But yeah, I don't know. And there's not really lately. There's not a ton of stuff out lately that's like that.
No. That's why I was like, I was stoked that you because remember I was kind of a little bit poopy on it, and when you said that you really enjoyed it, and then I started hearing from other people, I was just like,
yeah. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. I thought it was entertaining.
For me, that's all I'm.
I actually enjoyed it, and
So for me, that's all I'm looking for out of a movie. Like right now, is like, can you just entertain me with like a cool adventure that doesn't have to be like this big old like spanning property, and like just enjoy it. Just entertain me for 2 hours where I don't feel like I'm like disinterested. You know,
being lectured at.
Yeah, or being lectured or like whatever. Like,
it's your fault we're all dying. It's your fault that the fucking ozone layers is here.
If they didn't do sequels, like if sequels to movie just stopped being a thing, I wouldn't be sad. Like,
you gotta do like 3 or 4 or some other thing. Or
I was looking around online. They're suggesting that the new Salem's Lot movie might never come out.
Oh, I didn't know that they were remaking that.
Yeah, they did. It's got a huge, like, all-star cast too, and it's supposed to be everything I've heard about it. It sounds really good, but they're saying that it might fall prey to the whole like thing like Batgirl, where they're cutting things that they don't think are quite good enough, and just writing them off as losses. And it's like there's no promotional for it. It was supposed to have been out like 2 years ago, and then it was supposed to have had a release date of this last month, and there's no word about it or if it'll ever come out. And insider people are saying that they've most likely
all the shooting was done and everything. Like it was completely in post.
Yeah, just like Batgirl. But
I thought that's right. Batgirl was done and they canned it.
They're using them as like financial write-off because they're like within a price break that's like enough to like
cut it as a loss.
Yeah, where they're like, the amount we could make from it, we could probably make more by calling it a loss.
Yeah, it's weird how companies will do that sometimes, especially in a year where they've actually had really good profits. A lot of times companies, if you look at what they do outside of what their profitability stuff was, is they'll end up cutting a bunch of stuff so that percentage-wise now the what was profitable is larger because of the losses in other places,
Yeah.
That's funky.
It's like art's dead, man.
It's not dead. I mean,
what do you mean art is dead?
I haven't seen it yet, but
like everything's like all corporate bullshit, man. If you want to see cool stuff or new stuff, you got to go indie. I mean, like Hollywood remain like, whoa, like making new shit and stuff. I just feel like, I don't know, man. If it's not a
I don't
franchise, if
think
it's not something,
yeah.
it's like
I mean, and I take that back. I mean, because I don't believe that. Obviously, I just said earlier on an earlier show that like two things that were sequels that have been franchises that have been going on for almost 30 plus years now have been my last two favorite video games in the last like decade. Like the new Zelda and the new Diablo, I think are fucking dope as shit. But see,
Yeah.
again, like both products on those ones, like the people that have been working on those have been working on them as long as the property's been alive. You know, like the Diablo people and like most of the Zelda people have been like, that's just been their lifelong job that they've done at that company. So I think like sometimes corporate art can come out and it still can be art, you know, but it requires, I think, a different set of circumstances that just don't happen all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Hollywood. They haven't got their grubby paws in the fucking game, game development. I think probably because it's just too hard.
Yeah. Well, now, Dan, would you consider, because you're a fan of David Lynch, would you consider David Lynch like he kind of does outside the Hollywood sphere when we talk about movies?
What do you mean?
Just like if we're talking about movies, would you consider like not put Lynch just even in the same conversation as other people because he's kind of like an outsider?
I don't know. I mean, he's independent filmmaker.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would put like him with like Tarantino as well. You know what I mean? I don't know if I would, lump them in with the same like just Hollywood shit because they always do what they want. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, well, they've received a level of fame and notoriety that allows them to like get large amounts of money and still do their thing. Not all the time, but because I'm a big fan of David Lynch, and that's why it's like I love his movies, and I still consider them like movies and film and stuff. But it's like we still get stuff that's like gets out on to the theaters and streaming places and like places
I mean, it's
worldwide.
It's all movies and films.
Yeah. Well, I was making just a point to when he said like art's dead and like and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I mean, there's still people.
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah,
I think
I wouldn't
hand
count
drawn
those.
art dead.
What?
I wouldn't.
I think he means hand drawn art is dead because everybody's doing it digitally these days.
Oh.
So that would mean art is dead because there's no real art anymore. It's all digital.
Oh my god.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Dan. I appreciate it.
You just
hockey's killing it right in front of our fucking eyes right here. Dude.
Do a fucking electronic snap and it all disappears.
I mean, the same thing would happen if there was a fire, though, right?
Maybe. Depends on how the art is made. Depends if you make it out of stone or something, or sculpture, it might still be there.
Sure. Oh, that's true.
It's a physical piece of art. It's a thing that exists.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why honestly 3D printing has taken off as big as it has, is because it's like this bridge gap of like making 3D sculpting and then being able to have the physical object in front of you, why people love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a duplicated copy of a copy of a copy.
Oh my god. Yeah, throw all your figures away, Dan. Fuck all those copies. They're just copies of art.
That is what they are. They're not like original art. They're just
I know, but I mean, so were like a lot of like statues in antiquity. Like there was like one master made, and then like they made copies of it. It doesn't make it worth any less beautiful.
It makes them worth less because they're just copies.
The
You
original.
need to have the original thing that has the soul in it, Billy.
Okay.
I'm looking
We
for
got
more
cynical
sheep
Dan
poses.
today. Hello, cynical Dan.
Yeah, it's me.
So did anybody else catch that? I don't. Never mind. I don't want to talk about drama.
What drama? Pray tell.
Oh, yes. Let's spice this shit up. Dan woke up for that. He's like, what?
Drama.
Wrong screen. That shouldn't be about big.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, this shit that's happening with this Dick Masterson fucking Eric July shit.
Who?
Dick Masterson.
Who the fuck is Dick Masterson? Sounds like a cartoon villain.
He's a Hollywood writer.
Is he?
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I mean, he's got an IMDb page with credits and shit, apparently, and shit. Yeah, but yeah, he's a Hollywood writer, and he's been like kind of.
So bright.
He comes from the Ricada angle, you know, but he's been reading and reviewing, I guess, some books in and around the Comicsgate sphere. And
Right.
he read Eric July's ISOM and had, I guess, some.
I'm just gonna say, like, I'm all about like Eric July should have his audience and people that want to buy his stuff, and he should be able to sell his stuff however he wants.
Fuck
But
yeah.
I don't think that book looks good. It's not engaging. I didn't back it because it's just real bland looking. Like it looked like there used to be back in the day when I collected comics, there was like Marvel and DC, and then there was like these subsidiary companies, like this company called Blue Comet Comics. It looks like a Blue Comet comic superhero character, just real generic and just
action
not very
forcey.
interesting. Yeah, like the fact that
Hero
book,
Squad.
the fact that book, so many people wanted that book in a level more than like say Cyberfrog, is just like that makes me question like what people enjoy comics for, because I'm just like that. It just seemed super
Almost
simple,
like a throwaway character. Like just
yeah, that's like something I would like. Well, that's not even really fair. I feel like the comic that I drew of Shelby's character in a stream was more interesting.
I'm not saying you're not wrong. Like these comments I'm saying, like, I mean, it's
yeah.
I mean,
I think
and even his writing, like as people say, it's like he's like, oh, I'm not here to hold your hand or whatever, but it's like, well, you know, it's like there's a certain kind of storytelling that is just popular in most people, you know, like a story structure that just happens. And if you're like just trying to break that to be different or like your own thing or whatever, like that's fine. But that doesn't mean it's going to be now interesting to people, because it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Like this is a really bad, like this is like the plot for a really bad Vin Diesel movie.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. There's not really a bad Vin Diesel movie.
Well, but yeah, okay, but, you know what I'm saying? Okay, like a bad, you know.
Are they all bad?
Okay, they're all entertaining, Hockey. They're all good.
Yeah.
Pacifier.
Pacifier is great.
Pacifier is pretty dope.
Yeah. Babylon AD.
Fast and Furious.
Babylon AD is a fucking masterpiece, dude.
Fast and Furious is great.
Hot Wheels.
But my point is like I don't know, like the fact that he's getting angry about people not thinking his book is very good is kind of lame.
Or thinking he's just like, you're not catching on to the cues that I'm throwing down from my writing and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, well then maybe the writing isn't that great.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like I say, like, make your thing. Be happy that you have a following.
I mean, I thought it was. I haven't read it.
You can't get mad at people for thinking that the book is not, like, in their opinion, that good.
You remember when they were talking about? During the stream, they were talking about defining moments and like.
You need in here
hero moments for characters, you know. Okay. And Eric argued, he's like, there is a hero defining moment for my character. And they asked, well, what was the hero defining moment? He's like, when he got disrespected in the club by this such and such guy, and then comes back and beats his ass. Like, I was like, that's a hero defining moment for somebody? That's your Batman moment for this guy? Like, it's
he
like
gets disrespected in the club.
Disrespected in a club? Like that.
You know what that is? Do you know what that is? That's a self-insert.
That sounds lame. Like it sounds.
That's a self-insert of somebody who is a musician or whatever and plays clubs and has a whole ego that's based around how they're perceived in nightclubs. That's what.
Yeah. I mean, so awesome. even from his own mouth when he described it, I'm like, that does not sound like a compelling hook to me.
No.
Get down.
Getting disrespected in the nightclub was his fucking defining moment, you know? Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
saying,
weird.
like, I don't know. So yes, I don't hate on him for that. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's just his book. There's a lot of books, like I was saying earlier, that aren't for me either. But go ahead,
fully
sorry, Dan.
respect him. I fully respect him
Yeah.
as a creator. I think what he's done is amazing. People should not tear him down for what he's done.
Yeah,
but at
not
the
at
same
all.
time, like, dude, this is a free market. People are allowed to like not like a product.
Yeah, but the part of the reason
people are
that
probably not gonna
Well,
whenever Goblin Girl ever appears, people are probably not gonna like that shit as well. And I'm fine with that because I made that for me and whoever might enjoy what it is I made. Like I don't think I made that for Ethan, and I don't think I made that for fucking Wuthering Heights fans. Like it's made for a specific audience. It's not a wide appeal thing.
Well,
and not for Wuthering Heights fans. Oh, that's it.
Well, I mean, and yeah, exactly. Like what you said. It's
I need napkins now. Shit.
But yeah, I mean, there was a lot of comic books put out by like Image and shit that weren't necessarily my thing. Where I was just like, okay, yeah, this is that, and I'm just not really like into that, you know.
Yeah, it's in there.
But I think you kind of called it. Like that is somebody that like is a musician. That the reason that it's a guy disrespecting at the club is kind of like a little on the nose. And the point that Ethan was trying to make, and this
not only that, but it sounds like what's hilarious about that though to me is that 100% sounds like something he would write because he's a musician who spent time at clubs. Like
well, and here's the thing that Ethan was saying that I agree with his point on this like very much is the problem is that Dick Masterson came in really hard, like swearing and cussing, and kind of started off the thing like saying that like
that's not necessary.
Eric July's comic book was purely made to sell people that are trying to fight the woke agenda and isn't a real comic book, and his business is a scam. And it's like, okay, well,
yeah,
that's I mean, and a bag on it for its sexual things that you may not like. But like if this is gonna kind of be a shoot the messenger situation. If you're actually trying to make like valid critique, starting off like with that is gonna get the person that you're trying to critique to immediately turn off.
Yeah. At the same time, though, Eric was saying that what he said was retarded. He didn't understand the book. So Eric was kind of talking shit too at the same time, and then he's like,
of course he is. As much as Eric and Ethan and all these people say, oh, it was them who did this or them who did that. At the end of the day, they're still human beings who react to input.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, from what you said, this guy came at him like verbally, like trying to punch him, basically. And so, of course, he's gonna strike back.
Well, it was a little bit too of like, so he's
really
like,
prepared.
He's like saying something, and so Eric July's like, like he's like up here, and Eric's like up here talking like he's like passionate about his shit. He's all, blah, blah, blah. Dick comes in, he's like here. Dick races to meet his intensity, and Eric is like, hold on, you sound upset, man, calm down. It's like, motherfucker, you just been yelling for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like he was doing like some weird gaslighting bullshit too, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like it was weird.
Exactly.
It was bizarre. It was very bizarre. I think I'm glad Eric made that much money. I'm glad he kind of like, I feel like he changed the game in the crowdfunding
for the people that wanted that kind of comic, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like
at the same
100%.
time, is ISOM like all that gonna fucking whoa man, we're gonna reach the Rippleverse, bro? And like I was like, I mean, if you're hinging all your shit on this comic book, and this is supposed to be the nucleus, this is gonna be ground zero of your universe, and it's a guy goes to another dude and punches him at the club, and that's the end of the book. Okay, you know, I don't know. Fucking throw some aliens into some shit. I don't know. It looks very blah to me. It looked very plain. It looked very paint by the numbers. Even the art style looks, not the dog on the artist. To me, from my opinion, the art style looks very stiff. It looked very paint by the numbers and very safe.
100%.
Like, hey guys, like you would show your mom, like this is what a comic book is, mom. You know what I mean? It's like that's what it looked like. It was very milk toast.
A comic book.
You know, whatever. And I was like, okay. I hope people enjoyed it. I'm glad they did. I think now we can kind of start looking at it without the rose-colored glasses. Now that stuff people go back and read it again. Yeah. Now I think they can start being critical about it. But yeah, I don't know. It was, I mean, like I said, it's cool that he got that, but is it like gonna change the game and whatever with the Rippaverse? Like, I don't know. Nobody even knows what the hell's going on. Apparently, I don't know. You know, I didn't read it, but that's what people were saying. Like, what's his superpowers? Who's he? Why is he over here? Like,
he's getting disrespected.
He's getting disrespected. Okay, cool. I guess. Like,
it's so weird. I mean, like I said, and that's from his own mouth. So, like, even for me, like, and not dissing on him, but if, like, from his mouth, what he's saying is like his turning point is him getting dissed at a club. And then going back to beat somebody's ass because he was there to help his homegirl's daughter does not sound like it's a comic book for me.
Yeah.
I'm into robots and shit, man. And girls with big titties.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
and
ninjas.
He likes to diss me all at every opportunity.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seemed kind of weird and crazy and But yeah, Eric has been very defensive with his stuff, which I can't blame him. I probably would be the same way. But at the same time, if he's
been playing it off like he hasn't been this whole time, which is hilarious. Now that he's been attacking people for giving him bad reviews, I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Right.
Instead of being like, hey, we're lucky we made this money. We weren't expecting to make this money at all. Like, holy crap. Next month's going to be better. Don't worry about it, guys. We're working on it. It's going to hear from there. This is what we're working on. Like,
not even that. He should have just towed his line of what he'd been saying the whole time is like, this may not be for everybody. I like it. I think it's a good product. I enjoy it. People that have bought it have told me they enjoyed it. So I have people that like what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
The end. The fact that he's going after people for saying that it's not for them or whatever is fucking terrible. But
calling people names and shit too, and it's just like, dude,
it's just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that the mainstream's doing to everyone else.
Exactly.
100%.
Independent. So
Sometimes it's like, hey, listen, like if you got comic readers and they say a comic sucks, it sucks. It might suck, man. Like, I know we're like, it might not be for you. I know that's the big thing that's going on now is that this whole like, it's not for you. It's like, listen, if somebody sees a good movie, they know a good movie, man.
Movies should transcend. Like, if a movie's good, it should transcend even the genre that it's in, and that's how I feel about gaming too. Like, a game isn't a 10 unless somebody that plays Mario Brothers or somebody that loves like Halo, like both of like whatever the Venn diagram of video game players is, that's like opposite, like in the middle, like that's a 10 game because it means it's not only is it good, but it appeals to the broadest audience within the hobby possible. You know, like other than that, you're hitting a 9, and that's there's no problem with hitting an 8 or 9. That's fucking dope as fuck. You know, like.
But you don't understand it because it's not for you, and you're telling dudes that have been reading comics for 20 years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's like a wrinkle in time bullshit. Hey, wrinkle in
me.
time isn't for you guys. Like, it's not for you.
Yeah.
It's like how when watching people can turn around and watch Aladdin and love it and shit. It doesn't mean it was written for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody loves it. People know good when they see it.
It's called boring.
It's like people know good when they see it, and don't be saying, "Well, it's not for you." It's like, well, you know what? Maybe your shit wasn't that good because it didn't appeal to the people you thought it was going to be. I mean, that's why just why you have so many movies that are timeless. They're just good movies that people enjoy. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny you bring up The Wrinkle in Time. Like, that is literally a movie I watched, and I watched it, but I could not tell you what that movie was about.
Yeah.
And I know people that think it was absolutely brilliant and they loved it and like blah blah. And it's like,
Well, they should have
I don't even know what I
4 or
watched.
5 times then.
I've never seen Wrinkle in Time.
Well, there's an old Wrinkle in Time. I've never watched that one either. But the modern one, the Oprah Winfrey produced one, is like, just what the fuck is this? It had Chris Pine in it, and it was just like. I think Whoopi Goldberg might have been in it. Like
I don't know. They put all of them. They put everybody in that shit.
And Michael Pena was the only thing in it, I think, if I remember correctly, that was any good. Michael Pena played like this weird villain.
Cypher was in it?
Dude, we watched the Dora the Explorer movie.
Uh-huh.
And they were like,
I like that movie.
They were poking jokes like, who's she talking to, man? And then she has to go moving. They have to move to the city, so she has to move to the city with her cousins because they're gonna go do this expedition. So like, okay, so they're gonna ask you to go to these parties, man. And she's like, all right. And they're called raves, and because he's the dad of Dora, and then Eva Longoria is the mom. So he's like, they're gonna have raves. Like, yeah, you just don't want to take anything that they give you at these raves. And then,
my God,
it's gonna be like this. And then Eva starts fucking doing it too.
It was a good movie. I thought it was hilarious.
It was a fun movie. Yeah, you can tell. And you can tell they were just fucking like, he was going out. He was like doing his thing, and then everybody would play off the shit that he was doing. But it was good, man. It was hilarious.
It was
a fun little
silly
movie.
and fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
I like the one.
She's like, soy Dora, and everybody's like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? Like, what's wrong with you?
Everything I heard about that movie was it was the equivalent of like the live action Scooby-Doo movies they made recently.
Kind of. Like, it was
like
just
the tone of it anyway.
Yeah, it just kind of it took a little bit of fun out of the whole Dora the Explorer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love at the start where like Jay just mentioned when Dora's the young Dora is talking to it. She's looking directly at the camera and speaking, going, "Oh, look, this is. Can you say this?
Yeah, can you say
that?"
that?
Yeah, the parents are looking at each other, going, "What the hell is she doing?"
It's like, what's wrong with her? Who's she talking to?
It's so good and stupid.
I like that.
I like the when they get on the magic mushrooms. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. So they worked stuff in it. It was creative and it was fun, you know.
Yeah.
I like the comedy bit that Brian Regan does, where he's like, I'm convinced that Dora the Explorer was developed by people in northeastern America. He's like that doesn't even rhyme. He's like, Dora the Explorer. He's like, unless you're like Dora the Explorer. I love Dora. Like, it's not even a real rhyme.
If you're on the fence about watching it, I would just say watch the movie. So.
Sure, especially if it's free. But, you know, we watched it with the little ones, so they enjoyed it. Or she enjoyed it. As much as she watched it, and then she's like, I am Dora, and then she just runs around and starts jumping on pillows and stuff. Like, you gotta be a good movie, man. She started jumping around. She does this. If something's good, she'll be like, If she's eating something really good, she's going like this. She's like, I'm like, it must be good, man. She's about to jump out of her chair, man.
Have you seen what's happening in November?
Nope.
Have you not paid attention to anything?
Nope.
Been in the Discord.
I tried to avoid paying attention when you're planning future things about coming to my country and stuff. I'm like, oh, this ain't about me, so I'm gonna just tune out. And
fair enough.
It works out.
Fair enough. As long as you're coloring pages, Billy, I don't care.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
I don't have time for you, Hockey. That's what I'm
You
saying.
do not have time, Hockey. What are you trying to do?
Quit trying to micromanage my my month.
Besides, I don't need him and Irene in the same place in California.
What, Irene's coming in November?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh. Well, then I'm definitely not coming.
Don't pay attention to anything.
Yeah. I like the way Hockey puts it too. Do you know what's coming in November? Yes, Hockey. Of course.
Do you know?
I read the Discord.
Giggling like a Snickers bar in the corner.
It means boomerangs for everyone.
Of course, I'll be there when you come in. Come in, Hockey.
We're gonna have a big party for Dan.
Which I did not ask for, by the way. It was originally it was just.
Well, I mean,
it was just supposed to be fucking. It was just supposed to be Hockey coming in to hang out. And
it is your birth month that we can celebrate.
It is.
It is. There you go.
Well, it's going to be that weekend that he's here is when it's going to be. Hockey made that decision on his own.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. And then Jason was like, "Hey, I'll come out for a couple days." So Jason's going to be here over the weekend.
Jason
and then I guess Matt Barr found out about it and he's like, "I'm going."
Nice.
At least I think that's what he said. I'm not sure. And now Hockey's trying to invite Ink Spots and Shelby Robertson.
Well, it's good to know that Hockey left you open to, enjoy your birthday how you wanted to, no matter what plans you might have had.
I wanted everyone to come and celebrate.
That's courteous that he's planned so much out for you without
Billy,
your consent.
Billy, you're gonna love this. But I was all excited because it's like, oh, I'm gonna get to go visit Billy on my birthday and get to go to one of my favorite places to go. If I was to go somewhere for my birthday. Not anymore, because Hockey said, no, that's ridiculous. We just have Billy come down here.
Do this other thing that I want you to do.
Fine. I give up.
It'll be fucking great, I reckon.
I was trying to help, but no, that's it. You can all
he was trying to help. Hockey doesn't want to go on a small road trip with
good intentions
all his buddies.
paving their way to Satan.
I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, we could go see the Hearst Mansion, man. How cool would that be?
Oh, dude, they have zebras.
It's like an artist. It's an artist visual feast. And Hockey's like, you seen one big house? You seen them all? I'm just like, okay.
That totally sounds like he would have said that.
I'm done.
Classic Hockey move.
Crikey! It's just a big shrimp house.
Yes.
I'm not suggesting anything else anymore. I'm just
Where do they keep their prawns?
And dude, that is so classic Hockey. Oh, you seen one house, you seen them all.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm gonna be Bernie. I'm gonna be Bernie at weekend at Bernie.
Chapel. He's like, yeah, I'm not really a church going guy.
Jesus was born in the manger, right, mate? What's this all about?
Pretty sure he wasn't born in America.
Antiquity is
He was not.
That's cracked up to be. I mean,
it's true. It's a lie, just like the fact that indigenous is only references certain people.
Yeah.
Because everybody that exists on this planet is indigenous, except for maybe squids and octopus, because they say they came. There's no fossil record of them that they were here before a certain period of time.
Well, you know, because the old gods brought them. That's why.
And grass, also.
Yeah.
I was going to invite you, Jay, but no, you can go to Buggery now. No one wants you.
Yeah, Jay.
I always forget what state Jay's in.
Texas, right?
South Carolina.
Perpetual
South
state
Carolina.
of-
South Carolina, even further. Holy shit.
Yeah.
No, it's,
I was
I mean,
going
at
to be
least-
in North
at least you
Carolina.
don't
but
live in
it's
Ohio.
not happening now.
Some
Perpetual
lame-
state of
lame
disappointment.
State like that.
I moved from Illinois down here, man. I love it.
Mm.
Right? That's what you're saying.
Yep. Weather's better. Some cases the people are better too. I couldn't even imagine being like in that up north, outside Chicago when COVID was happening, dude. Oh my god, would have been fucking nuts. Nobody breathe. Like here, we're like, fuck it, let it ride, dude. Rolling the dice. All right, man.
Let it ride.
Yeah. He wearing a mask? Nope.
Fuck it.
You want to work? Yep. The bills don't stop, man.
I'll tell Matt Barr that he's not welcome anymore too.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll say Billy and Dan don't want you.
I mean, I didn't say it out loud. I mean,
I imagine Billy would. Billy's his co-host.
I kind of said it with my eyes. Yeah, somehow I got hired for a fucking co-host job that I didn't know that I applied for.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was like, oh, really? I have a fucking stream schedule? Huh, okay. Like shit.
We'll put the mustache. We're putting the mustache over his bicep.
Oh goodness.
What were you thinking when the book was gonna drop? Hockey? Were we saying like September, October, something like that?
So you mean just the campaign or delivery?
Well, I guess just thinking. When do you think the book's gonna be done? That's all. I'm just making conversation. You can tell me to fuck off if you want to.
Well, the campaign will say next year. So
Okay.
probably around this time next year.
Yeah, it's already June. Holy shit, dude. Fuck.
So, but the plan is to have it all done by October.
Okay.
Like all the line work, like the whole book basically finished by the early October, or before October, and then I can print it all through October and then send it out afterwards. So
Okay.
now that's why I'm giving myself a long leeway, because plans always fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen in the comic industry. So
No way. Stuff's always on time.
Flawless.
yeah. So that gives me 7-8 months of leeway. So
Spending way too much time drawing the Iron Sheik. What am I doing? Need some texture on this thing. There we go.
And then I've got other projects to start working on soon too, so I thought
Yeah.
if we can get this done early, that would be fantastic.
She's working on egg beater issue 2.
No.
Burn! Holy shit! Okay. Ouch! Dude, that's fucking. That was like what do they call that in cooking? Like a flash sear? You know, like when you sear one side of the meat like really hot and fast. You know, like to keep the because you want to keep the juices inside. You don't want to like fuck it up. You know, so you just really fast.
Oh god.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
It's like in a movie and they show it in slow motion. You can see the heat on their skin. They're like, ah. It's like, Egg beater 2 by Hockey.
Apparently, there's no sequel for that book. So, well.
Well, I mean, hey, 20
If there
years
was,
in the
she would
making can
be
take a
so-
lot out of
She
you.
would only be so lucky, you know.
I mean, thank God that we have it, though. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's what matters.
Yep. What would this world be?
I know, seriously, without shooting stars and egg beater.
What book? What sequel are we talking about?
Jay's throwing just all kinds of shade fucking over on
I can't help it sometimes. I'm just
I
like,
know.
woo! We all laughed. It was worth it.
Yeah.
Well, I had a good time.
Allie's book, and I don't know who the second one was though that he like threw it on. What was it, Shooting Stars? I don't know what that is.
Oh no, I just said, what things that are amazing, that wonders you can't live without. Shooting stars.
Oh right.
Like literal shooting stars.
Wishes,
Yes.
wishes and dreams and egg beater. I like that ship design, Hockey.
You do?
Yeah.
My goodness. Really like something I did. Wow.
Hooray!
Well, I was going to be really critical of it. Like, I mean, you going into it. That's why I was trying to, drop helpful, like, just design philosophy hints, so that you would like kind of tackle it in a not overly analytical way, like remembering the rule of cool and trying to be like be analytical at the same time. And I think you kind of came up with a good balance there. What you just need to like with the design, obviously it's in Blender right now, and it's like, of course, there's not a lot of small detail to make it look less like a small object. You just need to add a good amount of dispersed small details on it, like where seam lines for the actual thing that looks like it was constructed was like built and stuff, little tiny squares that represent like panels that would screw off where you might access something underneath it, the little, what do they call it, greebles, the little knickknacks,
Yeah. No, well,
and you can tell it's like to scale, like a little hatch door where it might dock into a starport.
Well, I just wanted
on
the
side.
shape more than anything. That's all.
what I
That's
just
all.
said. Like, I knew that's what the Blender blockout was for. I'm just saying, like, that's now that you have the overall big shape, you just need to disperse it with a nice, not all over, just a nice, like maybe two areas that have like a high density of like a smaller detail.
Yeah. Well, because I end up changing a lot of what I originally thought, but I've kept because science to how ships fly in this world that's different to anything else.
They fart,
and
yep.
I can actually show it on screen. So,
well, if you must, okay.
Well, I'm talking about it, and all these people that are watching are interested to know.
Yes,
I am. Who's to say?
So I will. I'll break into the science.
Yeah, that's what everybody loves. Science break.
Here's the sheik.
It looks very much like one of those old rubber action figures that you'd actually get.
I was trying to go for if the sheik was in Popeye.
I feel it.
That's what I was thinking it was.
And I put his mustache over his bicep and his shoulder.
It's like, who do you want to hate more, Bluto or this fucking chic motherfucker?
I don't know. It's hard to hate the sheik. It's impossible. Boop. Here's Haki's bong. Rip it, Haki.
This is my bong.
It's not my bag, baby. Is that a penis pump? What is that?
That's it. For very long penises.
Yeah.
Very long, thin penises.
Yep. That's how I like it. Like mine. Long and thin. Not so much big as it is skinny and long.
It's a 12-foot chamber with a V10.
Right?
That's it. So this little bit here, that's where all the crew is.
The command deck.
So that's So that's where the crew,
Swimming pool.
Everything. The science station. It's all in there.
The command deck.
That
Swimming
long
pool.
bit. This long bit here, with the two little bits underneath.
Oh, the balls. The nuts.
But no, this big long bit is
that's under the balls. That's called the gooch, actually.
Right. This is that's what propels it through space.
The gooch
And
does?
The other bits
wait,
are
the
just
tip.
these bits. These
tip
bits
is
under
what,
here, that's storage. So.
Okay. So are we actually looking at it from the back end right now? Is this reverse penis?
No, it's no. This is the back. This is the front.
Okay. Oh, of course.
The
Like the penis
business
should.
end. The business end. Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's called the business end. See, we like to call the front cash and the two balls prizes. So you got like your cash and prizes there.
Yeah.
Franks and beans.
Franks and beans,
So
Frankenbean. Frankenbeans. There you go.
bonus content,
yeah. So yeah, I'll just make a bulge on the end, and it'll be
Just showing us the OnlyFans.
Right.
Haki's OnlyFans is what he's showing us right now.
Yeah. You got to make sure that you either make it out of like a glass or a silicone, so it's hypoallergenic.
But anyway, that's the ship. So the way space travel is it grabs physical space and it goes through and releases it at the end. That's
Okay.
how it propels through space.
Nice. Like a straw.
Yeah. The analogy I use is if you were sitting in a cart and you grab the grass in front of you and pull yourself along.
One of those things you used to get like at the flea market and stuff. It was like a water balloon, but it was turned inside out, and it was like a worm. It was like a plastic balloon filled with water, but then it was pinched in the center, so it was like turned inside out.
Yeah. I know what you mean now. Yeah, I know that.
And you try to grab it with your hands, and it would be like whoop, like slip through.
Yeah.
That's basically the science behind this right here.
Kind of. Yeah, sure.
Well, that's
Sucking in at one end and like pooping out the other. It's like a silkworm of space time,
sucking.
right?
There's my that's my space.
That's you should title your book like sci-fi that actually sucks.
What's that? Did you say it sucks? Thanks.
Do you hear that sucking sound? That's
Yeah.
right, friend. You're in the right place.
Sci-fi that actually sucks, like actually, like
Oh,
technically.
actually sucks. Okay.
Yeah. Like technically, like on a technical level.
No, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't. It grabs. Sci-fi that grabs.
Sucking
Suck,
sounds weird.
grab.
What kind of stream has this turned into, man?
I don't know. Matt Barr's not even here to talk about penises and buttholes.
Penises and buttholes. Penises and buttholes.
No Chad even. Chad's too good to come.
I know.
Chad was telling me the other day to just abandon Goblin Girl and just do something now.
Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah. He said, fuck it, man. He's like, until that book can happen, just do something else.
Okay.
You can't sit around and wait for that book to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. I get what he's saying. Maybe working on something, kind of get your engines going and jump back to that, maybe.
He says I should have a book on Fund My Comic, Indiegogo, and Kickstarter all at the same time.
And now you're just bullshitting now.
No, we've said 3 different books. I think it's a pretty good idea.
Do it.
I think so.
I dare you. I double dare you.
I've already started plans in motion.
It's already happening. And put the toothpaste back in the tube, man.
Do it, or I'll plan more of your birthday.
Oh my god.
All right.
And Joe Ball will be coming.
No.
Now you're just being cruel.
Okay, fine. Dom Delarose. Whatever his dickhead's name is.
I think Dom DeLuise is dead.
Thanks for inviting all the dickheads.
You find the Dom DeLuise at Comics Gate?
Yeah.
What's his name? I don't know.
John Delarose?
John Delarose, that's him.
Tell him that Liam's coming. He'll definitely come.
Oh, Liam's coming? Yeah,
Liam's coming.
Liam Gray.
Oh, we gotta make a stream about it. I'm just throwing all kinds of shit. Who the fuck is this guy? All right, we're done with the Sheik.
Let's do it. Everyone's coming.
Lottie dottie, everybody. Yeah, maybe work on like a little short thing or something, Dan. You know.
Well, he's got like 15 comics that are already drawn.
Oh Jesus. Okay, yeah.
Like I'm not even kidding. Like he's probably like no joke, like just completed projects that he already has completely drawn already. It's at least somewhere between 6 and 12. I mean, it might not be all the way to 12 because like when we get up above double digits, there's some that might just need some a couple more pages or some refining. But no, he has somewhere between 6 and 12 fully completed books that he's just sitting on right now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You could always use another pen name too.
That's what Chad was saying. He said I should use a fake name.
Mm-hmm. Pandagle.
And I was like, geez, like there's no point. There's no point in me using a fake name because I've already done stuff over on Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm. Well, in your art style, it's not like.
I think
no one's not gonna know that it's like your art, kind of.
I think the dust is kind of settled. I think Ethan kind of smoothed stuff over, and he's like, he's not gonna promote the Kickstarter stuff on it. From what I understand, he's like, if it's Kickstarter, we're not gonna promote it. Okay, Indiegogo, whatever. If your book's good, he's gonna promote it if he wants to or whatever. So I'm like, okay, as long as if they say they're not gonna get a black eye. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do whatever. I don't know what they're gonna do. But supposedly that's all it is. And if that's what he says, if he's keeping to his word, then it shouldn't be a big deal. Where the other people feel differently, I mean, who knows? But then again, it's like, I don't know. I mean, are there other people doing stuff for you anyway? It's like, people that matter support you, I think that's the big picture.
Yeah.
And I'll fund you guys no matter where you put your shit. So
In the sewer.
in the sewer. Yep, right in the toilet.
Where my shit will be.
Or my right next to each other.
Jesus Christ.
In the loo.
In the
Yeah,
loo.
I think they call it the loo.
Down the dunny.
Dunny.
Seriously, back from the vault of Dan Plago, never before seen. And to start releasing, like, this is Dan Plago's Vault series. No one has seen this shit.
That's you know what, that's exactly almost the exact name that I suggest when he did that, where he might even want to, like, instead of even doing one campaign per thing, since he's got so many, like doing one where it's like 2 or 3 floppies at a time, you know, like the Dan Plagle collection. Like it might be a ninja book, a horror comic, and a third thing, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can compound them, like where it's just like, you know, it's like, or even if you didn't do, or even if you, I'm saying if you decide to do one at a time, as you go on, definitely compound it. Like, yeah, okay, you're gonna release your, let's just say, ninja book first, and everybody gets a chance to get, you know, your ninja book, and then your next one is gonna be the horror comic. So you do the horror comic, but you then still provide the ninja book as an add-on. And then, like the third one, you know, you're gonna do your, you know, or I'll say the kaiju book was the one that was actually first. Like for each one that new one that you do, add a, you know, keep the ones from before as add-ons on the new shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, you know,
It's almost like a catch-up tier, you know. But I think you totally can sell shit like that, Dan. Just be like, oh, no one's seen this before. You know what I mean? I mean, it hasn't been so whatever, you know, however you want to word it, but make it seem like this is shit I've been sitting on. It's like a, you know what I mean? No one's seen this before. It hasn't never been released. Like,
don't be a Tim Vigil and hold on to all your good shit till like fucking let people have the plagle.
Give him the P, Dan. Give him the P.
Oh my god. They want your P, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Piss on him.
Whoa. Who we got in the back?
There he is. My new business manager.
Why is that?
I told him you said to abandon Goblin Girl for now and just do something else.
Yes. Sorry, guys.
I agree. But I have no skin in the game.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying abandon it. I'm just saying do another campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yes, I'm still working on coloring it, but there is a bunch of things on Goblin Girl that can still be done that like need to be completed. So I wouldn't say abandon it. Like
I wasn't saying give it up. What I was telling Dan to do is just since he's got several books already completed and ready to go.
This I agree with because I've been saying this like since the first night he showed me. He's like, look, here's the 27th comic I got back here that I drew. I was like, what the fuck?
And if anybody says anything, just say, listen, it's taking longer because there's a lot of work going into that book, and these are finished. So, and they'll be black and white, and
you kind of also got the ultimate excuse, Dan, to do whatever the fuck you want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to be like, I got cancer, bitch, suck a dick, like, you know.
Yep.
Yep. I was gonna say shit.
Well, we don't want to do that, but I mean,
no, you don't want to be an ass about it, but
no.
But technically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
I just got back.
Who doesn't want to see more of your stuff, dude? Like,
yeah. I just got back from seeing the new Spider-Man.
Listen, man, I know Egg Beater's not coming out, and you might be scared, Dan, but don't let that shit get you down.
Oh my god. You are so hard on Egg Beater, and I love it, dude.
I don't get it.
Not coming out?
No, I think he just like, you know, I think right before we just came on, like he's got a little, you know, one of those little wheels that's got the pie thing on it, and he just spun it. He's like, who's gonna get the rod tonight? He's like, oh, looks like it's coming up alley. I mean, it's like not really fair because you've got her on like 6 spots on that wheel. But
what are we talking about? I'm so confused.
The writer creator of the fucking breakout hit Egg Beater.
I don't know. I said I saw Spider-Man and then Egg Beater was all of a sudden was the comment.
Yeah, the joke was in the chamber chat. I had to get it out.
Oh. Okay.
So how did you
want
like?
to tell us all
how
about
did you
it?
like Spider-Man?
Just I'm just gonna tell you, don't see it. Just
My
don't.
God.
What? So my assumptions were correct. Okay.
And you know, and I'll give you a really good reason why, and it's not even spoil anything. It's over 2.5 hours long, and at the very end of it, it says "to be continued."
Yeah,
God.
So after 2.5 hours,
a mid movie with a fucking cliffhanger.
after 2.5 hours of this really long, drawn out movie, which, you know,
why? It's a cartoon. What the fuck?
and there were so many moments in the movie too where the camera was moving so fast and spinning all the goddamn time. My eyes were just like going, "Ugh, I need a rest."
That was my problem with the first one. I thought the first one, like, I'd seen some animation from it, and I was like, oh, that looks kind of good. And then I saw some other stuff, and I was like, oh, like, I don't have Tourette's or anything like that, but I think, like, this would cause me to have a seizure, like, if I watched it.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, at least it sounds like they like tried to turn up everything till 11 because, like, yeah, there was some definitely like parts where it was like it reminded me of like parts like that were like in Speed Racer where it got like so kaleidoscopy that it was like, holy shit, this is like seizure inducing, but it wasn't all the time. You know, this one seemed like it's like since they were trying to go multiverse, it's like, oh, look how wacky it is, just like fucking 24/7 now, like fucking holy shit. Like,
and the row behind us, there was a couple that were obnoxiously laughing at the dumbest shit, and it wasn't even funny, like the dumbest jokes through the whole damn movie. Like, haha, we're laughing louder than all of you because we get it. Like, we know funny and you don't.
God.
They could have been mentally handicapped, Chad.
I don't think so. Not at all, man.
Maybe it was the Joker.
No, I mean, I've experienced this one time before. Remember the movie that the South Park guys did, the Basketballs movie?
Oh yeah.
So there was a group of like teenagers, college-age kids in that movie, just obnoxiously laughing throughout the entire movie, while the entire audience was just like quiet, you know, because it wasn't like that funny. And when the moment comes, the moment in the movie when they both kiss with each other's tongues, like they're just flicking each other's tongues, they shut up. They were quiet the rest of the whole movie. They weren't even laughing.
They're like, we're gonna do that later with each other.
Yeah. I was sitting in front of De Niro from Cape Fear. It was.
I was gonna say, was that what it was?
I mean, listen, I love good humor and good comedy, and there were moments that I did laugh, but it just seemed like over the top laughter through the whole thing.
I've never really been a huge fan of the Trey Parker, Matt Stone live action outings.
So anyway, just alone from the length of time and to be continued, I would just wait until the next movie comes out and then.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
But did pregnant Spider-Woman fight crime?
She wasn't terrible, really, as a character.
Yeah, honestly, it's one thing I've learned is the pre-outrage that people usually get, to me, usually ends up being the part that bothers me personally the least. Like, you know, before the She-Hulk thing came out, everybody was complaining. It's like, oh my god, look how bad She-Hulk fucking looks, fucking oh my god. Like, and I was like, that's not going to be the bad part, because like honestly to me, I'm like, she looks decent, you know, for a full CG character for a TV show that's coming out every week. I'm like, okay, you know. And sure as shit, like fucking the CG was the last thing that fucking bothered me about that show. Again, it was the writing. It was just like, no, this is just a bad show. Like, I could care less about how She-Hulk looks. This is just
caca-doodle.
lame. Yeah.
I have to say though, the dads are my favorite part of the movie though.
Of the Spider-Man movie?
Mm-hmm. The dad characters.
The dad characters, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see Spider Dad.
Well, I know Spider Dad was the best one in the first one. Like
yeah.
old Peter Parker with the gut. Fuck yeah, dude.
He had the best arc.
Yeah.
Well, this one he had a baby. No, I'm just kidding. Not physically had a baby, but he had a baby. Like he's carrying a baby throughout the movie.
That's the only thing I want to see.
Oh, so it's like 9 months with Schwarzenegger. That's pretty sweet.
She has like a little I guess she has powers too, so she has a little like bracelet that's a web shooter, and she wears
cute.
like has like little goggles. Like she looks cute as a button, dude. I'm
It's
just like,
cute. Well, she has like this little knitted cap with the Spidey eyes on it, and then she pulls it down in front of her face sometimes, you know.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah,
they just need to do that movie. What the hell?
You're gonna see a lot of those knitted caps everywhere. I'm telling you, they're gonna be more popular than the pussy hat.
Is she named May?
I like how you equated those two fucking properties together. Yeah, that little knit cap. Yeah, kids are gonna love that one more than the pussy hat.
Yep.
I'm gonna start drawing some fan art where the spider gets smashed by a fly swatter.
There you go.
Yeah.
The cat seems interesting
There's
to
like
me too.
a knitted cap like stuck to the fly swatter. It's all bloody.
I'm already tired of multiverse stuff. I think
Oh,
Listen
God.
to what Dan was just saying.
Don't even
before
get
you
me
got here,
started.
Chad.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just God.
Talk about
There was
multiverse
some-
madness. I'm like mad
Dude.
at all the multiverses.
There's some news. You know the Scott Snyder guy, the guy that wrote like some of the more modern DC stuff, I guess, or Marvel. I can't remember which.
Yeah.
He fucking is working on something that's part of his Nocturna universe, and it looks like it's some sort of medieval fantasy thing. And then it was described as a multiverse book, and I was just like,
why, dude?
I don't know. I was
Nobody
just
knows
like-
anything
I was
about
like-
this universe. Why the fuck?
It
would they
looked
wanna
like an
know?
interesting sort of fantasy thing, and then it was just like he said multiverse, and I was like, oh, I'm so fucking out. Like, terrible.
His nephew has 4 pussy hats. So I don't know. I'm just kind of over it. Like there's just too many Spider-Man characters.
Dude, it's like
It's like
you and
who
Dan are
even
so on the
gives a
same
sh-
wavelength.
Yeah, I'm like, how does that movie even matter anymore? Like, who gives a fuck if fucking albino Spider-Man or fucking
Did you say
fucking
Beano?
Albino,
Starfish Spider-Man or fucking Swizzle Stick Spider-Man? Who gives a fuck if they die? Like, there'll be another fucking Spider-Man that'll pop up from another universe. Yeah.
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 That's gonna be Dan. That's gonna be Dan's 18th comic that's finished.
This is my life, baby.
Swizzle stick.
You having an issue? Oh, multiverse Spider-Man number blah 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 is gonna come along and
Make him uncomfortable. All right, there we go. Now he's shivering. He went like that when I pulled it off of him. Make sure I'm nice and warm.
I love that you still have Miss Rachel on, even though he's missing.
Hey, it's all about him.
It's just the soundtrack to our lives with Miss Rachel.
That's right. But yeah, so my problem with the Spider-Man thing is just like,
That you're an old man and you see everything too.
it's not necessarily that. I don't like multiverse.
Yeah.
When there's a million of the same thing, then none of it matters, because who cares? Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it gets into this like whole super team thing.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah,
it's just
too
too
much.
many.
And is it wrong? Like I see the trailer, I'm like, I hope Spider-Man 29 catch that motherfucker. Like when I'm watching that trailer, I'm like, get his ass, Miguel. Like I love
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2099 when he came out, and that was like it. Like it was like Spider-Man 2099.
You won't
Peter
like
Parker
him in this
Spider-Man.
movie.
Like that was it.
Oh my god! Holy shit, Chad.
You will hate this Spider-Man 2099.
Why?
Because he's an asshole and he's a villain in the movie. There you go.
I figured he was the villain from the poster. The only thing I saw that was cool was he has those big, like,
That's what you
he has
think.
those- He's got those big sickle blade things on his forearms. Look kind of cool.
He probably makes the most sense.
I don't know. I was telling them, Chad. I said the other thing that nobody thinks about is like the only reason why any of this is what it is just so that the IP is completely protected on all fronts. That like nobody could ever design a unique character ever again that's based somehow on the Spider character, like or Batman or whatever, is because they have multiverse characters of any possible fucking combination. We own them all. Like.
Yep. We don't need Peter Parker anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck. Don't say
We'll just
We're all
keep
here because of
spitting
Peter
out.
Parker. So what the fuck? Like seriously.
They say that in the movie.
Do they?
Yes.
Yeah. We're all here because of Peter Parker. Like that's it.
You're like Spider-Man because of Peter Parker. Otherwise, you're just like a dude who shoots webs and
That's
like
part of the
swings around.
storyline too. It says if Ben had never died in that universe, they would have never been there. If he hadn't have died. It all started with Gentle Ben, or Uncle Ben's potatoes.
Uncle Ben's rice. No.
I don't know. But yeah, like I had no plans to ever see it. So
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe one day my kid might want to see it. Like he'll be like, "Hey, I want to watch this. You watch this with me?" I'll probably watch that with him then. But like, I have no intention of watching it. It just doesn't interest me.
See, and this is kind of my argument for like things that sometimes they don't need sequels to. It's like Into the Spider-Verse was a cool kind of like kind of cool just side one-off thing that was like kind of cool that didn't need a sequel. Like it could have just stood alone by itself and just been like, yeah, that's kind of cool. It's not the best thing ever, but it's like, yeah, that's relatively entertaining and like cool and like that can just be it. Like,
my thought is.
I realize that, like, Dan, like more about like the money of Hollywood and how that shit actually works and like why that becomes like a dead property and stuff. And that sucks that's the way that it works. But like, I wish we could just have things that like be like, yeah, can this just be a one thing and not have to be like a deeper thing? But that's just not how movies are made anymore. Like,
well,
nobody wants to make one movie. Like,
they should have just made it like a 6-part 1-hour episode series, like 6 episomes at an hour apiece, and made it one.
Yeah, so many of my
Disney
favorite things,
Plus
like
series.
the one, like just the movie.
Bye-bye, I love you.
I mean, like Goonies, like another perfect example. Like it's it. So we don't need more. Bam, Goonies.
I heard a story that came out that Richard Donner didn't even want to make that movie.
You ever heard that, Dan?
What movie?
Goonies.
I had never heard that.
I heard a story that he did not even want to make Goonies. That it was something that he made a deal with Spielberg or something, and then he had to do it.
And then he made a classic.
Yeah.
Look at that. He was so good, didn't even want to make a movie and
I imagine he went, all right, well, I have to make this anyway, so I better make it the best that I possibly can.
Guess I can pause this fucking children's programming.
Or, I mean, even if they were going to do the Spider-Verse stuff, right? You had all these characters. And then it's like,
oh, we're doing Miles again. It's like, forget him, man. You got 30,000.
I would have rather seen just a Spider-Man 2099 movie just on his own.
Here's Spider-Man 2099. Here's freaking Spider-Ham. Here's, you know what I mean? Like, they could have did like something cool where like it was a different Spider-Man.
Spider Noir with Nicolas Cage.
It's so easy.
They had a new
gotta
trailer.
make Miles happen.
They had a new trailer for The Flash that I hadn't seen before.
Oh, really?
Was it any good?
Looks about the same.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it just for the third act because I've heard about cameos from the third act and like it's shit that I've wanted to see since I was a kid, so I gotta see it.
Drew said it was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that's seen the screenings of it that have said that it was bad.
Well, I mean,
They said they all say that you got to get through the first 40 minutes, which is mainly the Flash running around doing slapstick and jokes and shit. And then once Batman shows up at around like 40-minute mark, it becomes amazing. And then the rest of the movie is just awesome.
Yeah, because I'm sure they have to set up how he got there, what he's doing, the other Barry,
Yeah.
All that shit.
Well, and people just it's a classic. What like a lot of people don't want to recognize is like this is a total textbook art versus the artist thingy. Like, are you really gonna say that like the movie's bad just because you hate Ezra Miller so much? Like,
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, let's go kick his ass.
To me, people that are horrible people can still produce like good, art.
I hate to say it, like I never thought that way, but I went and saw that when we came up to you and hung out with you that one time, and me and Leah went and saw that Crimes of Grindelwald or whatever the fuck it was, the last Harry Potter movie they made.
Oh yeah.
The fact that he was in it ruined the movie. Like, I hated the movie.
I haven't seen them.
Like, I was just like, they should have just, I don't know, did something else with it or something.
I saw that first one, the very first one. I couldn't stand to watch the others.
Yeah.
I enjoyed like the idea of like the bag with the animals and like I'm not even a Harry Potter guy, but like all like the other Harry Potter magic stuff, like I couldn't care less. I liked how he took care of the animals and like that aspect was intriguing to me. This wand bullshit, I'm like whatever, dude. Like,
did you call him Mary Potter?
What
did you say Mary Potter?
Maybe.
No, I might have.
Like Mary Poppins? You said Mary Potter.
I'm Harry Potter, y'all. That's going to be a future movie that's going to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 9. It's going to be all hella
proud
funny.
Mary Potter.
Yeah, I'm Harry Potter, y'all. It's going to be James Gunn's brother saying that line.
I like waffles.
Jason says we need Showgirls too.
Yeah, I was trying
There's
to say
the Showgirls
but...
universe.
Yeah.
The Showgirls Magic Mike universe.
Showgirls the series. Yeah.
Showgirls, Shogun Girls.
Didn't Zack Snyder already do that in was that one with the girl, the damn crazy, talking about crazy girl and it's all a dream.
Visually it's pretty awesome looking.
It is. Everything else in between those scenes are just horrible.
Yeah, it's just what the hell?
Like, how long I felt like it was like a 3-hour movie. I'm like, how long has I been watching this, dude? Like,
it could have been a really cool idea, but it wasn't. It just the character designs look great. Their outfits and stuff. It's like, I want to see like World War II.
Yeah.
Kind of era.
It's not real. None of that happens. I was like, you should just put the movie in. That's where the movie should have took place. Just in there. Like, that's it.
Just a bunch of girls in a nut house.
And one escapes. Spoilers.
I actually need to get going, y'all.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah.
It's 12. I'll probably end the stream anyway. It's 12. I'll probably end it. If you guys want to hang out after, that's cool too. I can hang out for a bit, but I think it's time to end it.
I've just been streaming for 4 hours and I haven't even made dinner or anything.
You should just leave it and then see if Dan comes back. Just leave it running.
We all leave.
Yeah.
All right. I love you, bros.
All right. Catch you later, man.
Peace out, yo.
Bye, Billy.
All right. We got 40 seconds to go.
You guys want to plug your stuff?
Yes, go to chadtownsend.com. Please scroll down to the bottom of the page. If you're on your phone, on your computer, it's no big deal. But sign up for my newsletter. I'm gonna crowdfund the Black Phantom around July 10th or 17th.
Nice. Let's do that and that. Oh, make us all equal.
That's good.
Cool. How about you, Hockey?
You can see I am Ad Hoc Art. You can find me on the Twits, on the YouTubes, on the Instagrams, all under Ad Hoc Art. And sign up for my comic that hopefully will launch next month. With all goes well, the Curiosities and Oddities Emporium, the dress about a woman who buys a dress from an old curiosity shop. When she puts it on, she's teleported through time to the 1920s, where she has a bit of fun and dancing, but eventually she finds out about a murder that she tries to solve.
Nice.
So
nice.
Great.
Sign up for that, and you should be launching soon. So
It's the Marvelous Miss Maisel meets Quantum Leap.
Yes.
yeah.
Maisel
I don't
Leap.
know. Is it? I don't know.
Well, it's all there will be future books, but it's all about these objects that are purchased from the curiosity shop, and so this one is the particular about this dress, and
so they all won't be time travel stories then.
No, they won't all be time travel. They'll all be different types of things. So
gotcha.
So just this one is a time traveling one.
All right.
I have one that's time stopping. I've got one that's fantasy. I've got a lot of different elements that I can throw into it. So
I get the premise. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Cool.
Yeah.
And everybody back Goblin Girl.
Yeah.
Goblin Girl.
And then look forward to Dan's 12 new comics that he hasn't released yet.
Yeah.
The Plago collection.
Yes. He could just put out an omnibus at this point.
Good, yeah.
Be awesome. So yeah,
Dan's...
check out Dan Plagle. He's got a lot of interest in these. Goblin Girl on Indiegogo, and yeah,
there we go.
Amazing artist. So
Mm-hmm.
he has bits and pieces in lots of different pies too. So
all right.
Well, night, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Night all. Y'all come
Cheers.
back now.
Bye.